SP Convo. SP Convo. Let's do it. Yeah, ladies and gents. Back in the building. Doing it like we never left. Yeah, you know what it is. SP Convo. So, Jeff, the parent of Austin Metcalf, Jeff Metcalf, go crazy on Carmelo Anthony's parents. But it ain't nothing new. I'm about to play something for you just about a year ago. It's going to be strictly audio to let you know that you can hear the tension, the bitterness, the pain, the grief in his voice. But can you blame him? No parent want to lose their child. And you know the same old saying, kids supposed to bury the parents, not the other way around. But we live in modern times. In modern times, the parent don't get to dictate what's it gonna be. Life is just lifing. Life is just lifing. I say that twice to drive my point. So I'm gonna play this, and then we're gonna go into further details of humanity losing something. You get emotional behind it. It's part of human nature. It's a feeling. Before I get into it, I want to share this. Just think, man. You're responsible for something that look like you, think like you to a certain extent, talk the way you talk to a certain extent, and I'm saying that until your child becomes fully grown and have his own identity. Everything you do, your child, he or she, mimics. So, you tell your children, if anything happens to you, mommy and daddy got your back. Mommy and daddy gonna protect you. We will move mountains and earth and everything else in between, above or below, to make sure you okay. Right? He just lost his child. Was he there? I don't even think he was there. So he had to get on. He had to hear that from the son, Hunter, or today's social media, through social media. So I don't blame him for being angry. Not one bit. He have the right. He's a parent. I'm too am a parent. And it will hurt me deeply to know that my child has been removed out of my life forever. I'll be so hurt. Man, I can't even think about it. It's deep. It's bothersome. So I'm gonna play this audio of Jeff Metcalf having a debate with some fellow people, just so you get an understand of what it is.
Hey, one son was sitting down with his back to him. So, once again,
No,
you're
sir.
misinformed about the situation.
That's not it.
Really?
That's
Were
not
you
it.
were you there, sir?
Hunter's first interview. He didn't say nothing about sitting down. He didn't say nothing.
If you want to go dissect my son who
I want
just
to be honest
witnessed
about what he
swim,
said.
do you? Can I speak, or do you want to keep?
Sir, you go ahead. You
Do
speak.
you want to interrupt me? It's all right. Go ahead.
No, I don't want to interrupt. I want to hear what you got to say. Go ahead.
Okay,
Go ahead.
you're going off of interview of a 17-year-old boy who just held his dying twin in his arms, and you're going to dissect every single word that comes out of his mouth. And he sat down, and the guy was behind him speaking recklessly. Then he got escalated. So if you want to go back and dissect everything that my son said, feel free. When it comes out in court, why don't you come and get a seat in the front row so you can get educated on what really happened?
So a mistake is the color of a shirt, not if we walk to a tent. That's not a mistake. You know what you said. He know what he said. He said we, and we asked him to move. He said it too many times for it to be a mistake.
Let me ask you a question. Why doesn't he not just get up and leave, sir?
Hold on. You may forget a color of a shirt. You may get what type of sneakers somebody have on, but you do not forget when someone walks over to attend to you and assaults somebody. You don't forget.
They asked him to move first, sir. Do you understand that? There was no punches. There was no assault. They asked him, hey, man, you're in the wrong place. You need to go to your Centennial High School tent. This is Memorial tent. Very plainly stated in colors and words.
With all due respect, who's your sons, though? Without due respect, they are not nobody to tell another kid what to do and where to be at.
Okay, I think you're missing the point. I think you're missing the point. If you walk up to somebody and say, hey, man, you're on the wrong side of or if you go to a football game and you're on the visiting time and hey, man, you're on the wrong side, you can't sit here, you have to move to the home side.
I've been to football games where I had a tent, and I welcome anybody that want to get into my tent, get out the rain.
Sir, you're 35 years old. You haven't played sports
Hey, I played plenty of sports.
In 20 years.
I'm not going to tell a kid to put their hands on. I'm not going to let a kid put their hands on somebody that's just because they're underneath the tent.
Okay, let me ask.
You see right there? When you told the gentleman, you're 35 years old, you haven't played sports in 20 years, that's just a father trying to say, you should be more on the lines of the way I'm thinking because you're older now. 18 years ago, you was a teenager, you did foolish things too. But I think this other individual is trying to get a rise out of Mr. Jeff. That's just my opinion on it, but let's see. Because the worst thing you could do is point the finger, poke the bear, or just antagonize a person that just lost their child. Come on, man. No matter what, you still gotta have a heart. You're a human being. This black and white, black and white, black and white, white and black, white and black, white and black, and nothing else in between. This is why we at where we at. With those two group of people, white and black, are always gonna be at odds. Let's get back.
This question, why are you worried about since you're so rational and smart, if someone touches your arm, does that justify you stabbing them in the arm?
In a hostile situation where someone walks up to me,
answer the question, yes or no. Does it
I'm
justify
answering your question. That's not the situation.
Yes, it is.
No, it's not. You walked up the whole time out of the situation.
He touched him. Does that justify? Okay, man, I'm done. Fuck off. Next person.
Man, you fuck off. Yeah, you just fuck
off. Why don't you go to fucking just somewhere where you belong?
That's the anger of a father. That's the grief. That's the pain. And I'm gonna be honest. That's age. That's why Jeff asked him how old he was. To see where he could have that leverage. To see where he could have that leverage at. Because I'm going to be honest. There's always going to be that group of people that think black people are far from intelligent. Even if that's a flat out lie. You can't take the words back. You can't make a person feel how you want them to feel. If that's how they feel, that's how it is. That's how it is. A person gonna be wrong and strong. A person gonna be strong and right. Make a difference. You cannot change no human being from feeling acting, speaking, how they want to be, how they want to interact with another person. It's just what they want to do.
The Real, do you have a question or comment, sir? Yeah, Jeff Metcalf, you're a racist ass prick.
Fuck you, nigger fucking whore loving bitch.
Run it back. Just run it back.
Yeah, Jeff Metcalf, you're a racist ass prick.
Fuck you, nigger fucking whore loving bitch.
Now, I'm going to say, whoever that person was, that particular words that Jeff said, he just lost his child. So, you poke the bear, you get reacted on. You don't have to be white, black. Just a human reaction, man. Antagonizing this man, knowing this man lost his child. He ain't wish that on y'all. But he said what he said. So you know how it is with black and white. It's always going to be who can antagonize who the best. Who can rage bait. And be honest with you. Black people and white people both are tied with that. Because the black man know how to get a white person upset, and the white man know how to get a black person upset. And that's just because both of them been living amongst each other for the past 400 years since America been America. Everybody else that's coming to the country have no idea how to get around black people and have no idea how to get around white people. That's why when you see that cookie, that mulatto cookie, it's just white and black. Unless you want to add the mint flavor on it. But you see that regular black and white cookie, it's white and black. An Oreo cookie, black on the outside, that's the only time they winning with the white man in the middle. It's the only time they winning. Black on the out, white in the middle. That's the that cookie. You know what I'm saying? You got to see the humor in sad times. And that's what I do. I see the humor in serious situations. You gotta laugh, man. You gotta laugh. So Mr. Jeff Metcalf recently had an interview. And he sounded a little more different than what you just now heard. So I'm going to play this. And we're going to continue chatting about what it is. Alright, let's go. Let's take it from the top. Let's take it from the top. Let's take it from the top. Let's go.
He now begins paying the price for his conviction. Austin Metcalf's father tonight is talking only with our J.D. Miles about the price that his family is paying.
Because a lie is temporary, but the truth lasts forever.
Jeff Metcalf finally had a chance to read the words he's been writing in a notebook to address his son's killer.
He said, people think that grief is sadness, but it's not. It's rage.
Oh.
Pure, unfiltered rage. You failed yourself. You failed your parents. You failed society. You don't belong in this community.
That's correct.
Metcalf's victim impact statement came at the end of Carmelo Anthony's murder trial. For months, the father of Austin Metcalf has been silenced by a gag order imposed by the judge. Now he's free to speak publicly and says he's also free of something else.
When I woke up this morning, it was a very different feeling. When I woke up, I felt like 1,000,000 pounds had been lifted off my shoulders. Because I used to wake up every morning with this anxiety, with this feeling of dread. And this morning was the first day I woke up with a feeling of peace, comfort,
Got the bucket hat. Gotta flip
tranquility
it up.
that I haven't experienced in 14 months. And I felt Austin.
Metcalf was in court every day of Anthony's trial. The 19-year-old now convicted murderer not only took his son Austin's life, he did it right in front of Austin's twin brother, Hunter.
What killed me?
You see? Like I said earlier, a parent tells their child, if anything happen, just call me. I'll be there. I'm going to protect you. You don't have to worry about nothing. That man is hurting. You know why? Because that's the biggest lie that he told his child. So now he's living with regret. Look at that man's eyes right there. Look at his face. On the surface, you see grays, right? Wrinkly skin, age on him. But look deep. That's a little boy inside. Aching. Confused. Why did I tell my son this? How did he go out like that? Everything that I taught him. Everything that I thought I knew about life. Who knows how he spoke to him about black people? Who knows? Even if he did raise his children racist, to be racist, he won't never admit that. But, we just heard the audio, so it's possibly he did teach his kids to be racist towards black people or people other than him, period. But let's get back.
Was the body cam footage when I could hear Hunter screaming. Oh God, my brother, my twin. As a parent, you always want to protect your kids. And to hear my son and the fear in his voice, and I'm not there to fix it.
What was it like sitting in that courtroom with Carmelo Anthony for 5 or 6 days?
Challenging is the first word that comes to my mind. And I'll even say this. I had a little bit of sorrow because I'm human. And that poor boy is fixing to experience a life that I would not wish upon anyone.
Metcalf says even today he's received death threats and has previously endured doxing of his personal information and multiple swatting calls to his house from people who he says have tried to villainize Austin and the family.
I would hope they take a look in the mirror.
Yeah, that's the thing I gotta talk about. This doxing. Yo, since when we as a people just give out other people's information just cause? Since when we started doing that? Yo, man. Let's just get this person information out. Got SWATs coming out his door, trying to harm this man. But if it's on the other shoe, the shoe's on the other foot, if he was doing that to the black people be up in the arms like, oh, that's unfair, that's not right. So I'm not saying that it's white or black people that's doing it. I'm just saying in general, doxing. Yo, live and let people live, man. We gotta cut this out. Being spiteful, resentful. Want to see another person in a bad situation, in a dilemma. Yo, man. And I'm getting passionate because I make every human being an easy target. Everybody think it's all good and fun because it ain't them. But once you spend that bottle and that bottle lands on you, you're it. How you gonna feel? What you gonna do when your ticket is punched? A lot of people are not gonna be prepared, you understand, to enter that game. Whatever game is being played, whatever game that you have to endure because you got your information leaked out there by a person that just don't care about you at the moment. Because I say it that way because people put information out there with the one thing about this country is there's a check and a balance to make sure you can't go too far and think you're going to get away with something, because I can't go too far because there's going to be somebody watching me. So that's how it goes. That's the one thing I like about this country, because enough is enough. But that doxing, got to stop. Putting people's lives in danger, got to stop. Both these people are grieving. The Anthonys are grieving and the Metcalfs are grieving. White is grieving, black is grieving. But bump the race and bump the title, humans are grieving. Human beings are grieving.
And if you have children, and if it was your child who was murdered, would you like people dragging his name through the mud, making memes, making jokes, and just really vile comments?
Where do you and the Metcalf family go from here?
Well, I mean, this is day one of a long healing process. Because honestly, it's been impossible to start healing until this trial was complete.
The trial may be over, but the racial polarization among Americans on display outside the Collin County Courthouse continues.
Look at the effect, not just the effect here between the Metcalf family and the Anthony family. Look what it did, one, to those kids they have to live with. Two, it took on this huge, wider, let's have a race war throughout the nation.
Metcalf insists that his son had no racist motives when he approached Anthony about leaving a track team tent.
This case was never about race.
There's going to be those people now that just, try to throw shade on the whole trial with the jury makeup and the speed of it and that sort of thing. I mean,
Well, those are the same people that said he was jumped by 4 people, his phone was broken. You're going to spin whatever story to try to keep yourself afloat.
I'm not from the South, but I was doing a special project some years ago with a fella, and he come out of the South. He come out of I think Charleston, South Carolina. He would say they had a narrative. The down south culture is the tension always been between white and black, right? So he said it was always a fight, a blank and a blank. If that don't win, they all jump in. So I said, what? Why you said blank and blank? He said, oh, cause up in the north, y'all funny style. Up in the north, y'all don't see nothing wrong with nothing, cause everybody's together in the north. He said in the south, it don't work that way. So I said, what it is? He said, just put the 2 ethnic groups involved. A fight. I said, oh, a fight, a black and a white. If neither don't win, they all jump in. So it goes from being a 1-on-1 situation to both groups of people jumping in, fighting each other. He said that's how they pass their day. When they bored, that's how they, get recreation. That's how they, get their tensions out, and then later on they become, I guess, sociable after. So I was like, wow, because in the North, you don't really see that. For whatever the reason, you don't see that. But that was interesting to know. So I'm just seeing that right now. He said the father said start a race war throughout the nation of America. And I'm like, I don't know, because in the North, I don't think people was on that type of energy. I think that's a Southern thing. I just really think that's a Southern thing. Based on what the gentleman told me. This is about 17 years ago. So 17 years ago, he told me this, right? I haven't seen that attitude up in the North. It's probably low key with it, but I don't see it every day because everybody congregate with each other, take the train, buses to and from, be at the same frequent places. But at the end of the day, the South is different. Widespread, a lot of space, a lot of opportunity, and a lot of rhetoric, man. Woo! It's like, you can see right there, man. Y'all wrong, the lady was screaming. And then the guy was talking to the black guy. Man, that's a lot to wake up every day and deal with that. Can be me. Let's get back to it.
Metcalf believes Anthony should have received a life sentence. He says if Anthony is up for parole in 17 years, he will be there in some form to argue against it.
If I'm still alive, yes, I will be there in person. If not, I am going to make a video, if I'm passed on, that can be played.
There are no...
That man don't want that man to come home. He don't want Carmelo to come home, man. He said he gonna make a video for in the future, 35 years from now, when he's up for parole. He gonna make a video to catch them people air in the future, whoever they may be, to make sure he don't get out. Do you see how far ahead white people think? They're already in the future. Black people are in the present. Certain white people are in the future. Because any black person that's in the future, he already must have signed his certificate to never ever come from underneath the white man's understanding. I'm going to just leave it like that.
Walls in Metcalf's home without photos or paintings of Austin and his twin. These images and a scholarship in his son's name are what remain for this father, who says he's ready to finally forgive, but not forget.
But people need to understand about forgiveness. Forgiveness was not for him. Forgiveness was for me, so I don't carry the rage, the hate, and that around. It will eat me up like cancer.
J.D. Miles, CBS News, Texas.
We have got to the point where literally anybody can build a fully working app without knowing how to code. This is Base 44. This is a first look at the current industry-leading AI app builder.
Wow. Wow. Tremendous. Tremendous. You know, this is just a reflection of old times. It's just a reflection of old times. People got to grow up. And I guess when you live in that type of environment, that's the norm. And it's hard to come up out of that. Because I'm going to be honest, up in the north, New York City, you don't have that. Now you have your blacks and your whites. Now I'm going to say it like this. The reason why you don't have it in New York City, in the north, because whites and blacks are not living in the same communities like that. The only way you have blacks living amongst whites, the them blacks have to have money. If they got money, they living in them big high-rise buildings, paying them big expensive rents, then that's the only way whites gonna be outside with blacks. I'm talking about living side by side. Now on the trains and buses, depending on where you at in Manhattan or Queens, in Brooklyn, yeah, you're gonna be with the whites. That's only in traveling. But as far as living amongst them, nah, it's not like that. It's really blacks and Hispanics and every other ethnic group that's in the New York City area, the 5 boroughs. But in the neighborhoods, it's really blacks and every other black, and Hispanics and every other ethnic group from abroad. So, you don't really have that black and white tension like that. But in the South, you already know what it is. It's always gonna be that. But the South gotta grow up, man. They gotta get with the times. And the times is, everybody have to live amongst each other and get it right. You have to get it right. Now, they said something about Mr. Jeff. So I guess this is the interview after, right? So this is the interview after the trial. After the trial. So the trial been over for what? A couple of days now. So I'm not going to tap into that. What I'm going to say is this. Rick Child just unalive a 14-year-old child named Cyrus. He got off. So I guess the tension between Asian communities and the black community, it's like, it's there, but it will never skyrocket like the original black and white tension. Because as I said earlier, that's American culture, black and white. So I guess the Asians coming in now having problems with the blacks, it's that. But the minute it becomes a highlight, it's forgotten about. But when it's black and white, it's always going to be American news. People going to be glued to the TV, to their phones, because that's just the heart of America. I'm going to share something else with you. I have conversations with different people, right? Ladies at work, church-going people, business people, blue-collar people. But, I get the same response. Yo, man, that American culture is about fighting. All you do in America is fight. And I had to think about it. I said, what you mean? Physically? Fight for everything. Fight for attention. Fight for love. Fight for overtime. Fight for pride. Fight for food. I said, that's your observation of it? Yeah. Because where I come from, everything is easy. I said, let me ask you something. So you having a hard time in America assimilating? Not really, just that why everything is a fight. Why co-workers always want to put up a challenge? Why the bus driver want to put up a challenge? Why a human being want to put up a challenge? I said, well, I don't have the answer to why. I just know that it's something you must have in order to survive. Because if you don't show the little aggressiveness, you ain't gonna get nothing. You ain't gonna have nothing. And everybody gonna act like you're a doormat and wipe their feet on you. They looked at me. I looked back at them. I said, any more questions? They walked away. So that shows me that people really don't understand why black and white carry themselves the way they carry themselves. They just don't understand why the system is the way it is. So getting back to, as I was saying, Rick Child unalived Cyrus, right? 14-year-old child that was it was highlighted, but it wasn't that deep to where it's gonna cause a race war. The most is going on. The blacks is boycotting the Asian stores, so they're stopping them from getting money. So hopefully the Asians can have their own community, buy into their own community, and then good luck with that. When what's this guy? Trayvon Martin got unalived. That made headlines. A white boy with some Hispanic DNA in him. Still, he favored more white. Family was in law enforcement. I think a judge. He got scot-free. When trying to get these cases, so many situations. When black and white was involved, it always made the headline news. There's always tension in America. When other ethnic groups get involved in it, it's tension, but it goes, it just go away. Because it's like, it's not going to sell. Because it's not that great old American drama. White and black, white and black, white and black. America has to scale back, ease the tension, and move forward. This man lost his son. This man have the right to be angry. As you heard what he said, he's going to forgive, but he's not going to forget, because life is different. Life is hard to live. Life is hard to live. But when you think about it, you say, do I want to live the rest of my life making it harder for myself? So you learn to let go. You learn to let go. So what I'm going to do is, I'm going to play this anyway. I'm going to play this.
Prepare for your eye.
Play this. I have to. I have to be fair. I have to be fair. Okay, so here we go. I have to be fair. It has to be played. Sorry.
Conviction, we are hearing from the parents of Carmelo Anthony. He is that Texas teenager who was sentenced this week to 35 years in prison for killing fellow high school athlete Austin Metcalf. Prosecutors argue Anthony intentionally killed Metcalf after being shoved by him and his teammates at a Dallas area school track meet. His lawyers plan to appeal, saying prosecutors wrongly excluded black people from the jury. CBS News spoke exclusively to Anthony's parents this morning.
Didn't intend to hurt anyone. My son was defending himself.
What do you say to his grieving family?
It's unfortunate to where nobody wins. We've all been hurt by this. Everybody.
Well, Metcalf's father called the sentencing bittersweet.
Hear what he said? Play it back. This is the mom's reaction, because that's her child that she carries for 9 months. And a father never carries a child. So a father feels pain for losing his child. Because if he don't show no type of empathy, he got to worry about that wife. But a father hurt just as much as a mom. But a mom hurt extremely, extremely more. Because she carried that child. She carried that child. Let's get back to it.
Didn't intend to hurt anyone. My son was defending himself.
What do you say to his grieving family? It's unfortunate to where nobody wins. We've all been hurt by this. Everybody.
You understand? So I had to play that part, you know, because I had to play Carmelo Anthony's parents' emotions. Both people are hurting. Both people are grieving behind this. This is a #1 first world country. They keep saying that. They keep promoting that. I'm starting to say, I don't know. I'm starting to say, I don't know. Because how could this be a first world country and the people that live in the country are so outdated? A first world country should be letting the world know this how you're supposed to follow. This how you're supposed to carry yourself. Follow us. We show you how to do it. Because in my land, we don't have these issues that your country have. But everybody's watching America with the same old. They still do that in America? It's still about race in America? It's still about this? Come on. Just how far back America is. See this hat I got on? This is dated to the 80s. That's how I feel America is at. I feel America is still in the 80s with all this tension. Over 30 years, over 40 years. Over 40 years have gone by. And people are still stuck in the 80s. With the mindset. You got so many different people here, man. Things already done changed. Not just technology-wise. Certain people's understanding of life have changed. So move forward, man. Let's get past this regular elementary school. Oh, I don't like him because he's this. Or I don't like her because she's that. Or watch out for them, they're going to take your pocketbook. Or watch out for them, they try to lynch you. Come on, man. And it's still going on. So I'm not saying be deaf, dumb, and blind to it. But what I'm saying is, come on. Let's pull together. And if we can't pull together, let's stay separate, but be equal. You go your way, I go my way. But with that shouldn't even be the case. Let's stay separate, but be equal, because you already got too many people mixing and having families and making a life. Let's just do what we gotta do. You know, I often sit back and I say, I'm watching these videos, I'm listening to the audio, I'm watching the world spin. And to see this old man have that. See, Carmelo's parents are young. Austin's parents are old. Older. That's another thing too. It's always why a person look at you a certain way. It's by what they achieve and what they feel that you didn't achieve. Now I don't know the Austin and Hunter kids. I don't know if they had a high GPA. But I know Carmelo had a high GPA. Carmelo just threw his life away. Flat out. He threw his life away. Because I'm going to say it again. Somebody should have called the police, man. Somebody should have ran it and got a principal, a dean, a track star teacher, whoever, man. Somebody should have just went and got help. And the adults that was there should have intervened. You can't keep young people amongst each other for too long. They're not mature. They act off of impulse. Come on. We know this already. We was teens. I say it. Too much freedom. Freedom is good. But too much freedom leads to failure. Tell me I'm lying. Too much freedom leads to failure. You need a balance to it. Let me give you a little point I'm trying to make. No matter why the person did it, he did it because he had freedom to do. I'm taking the transit the other day. This man jumped onto the tracks, crossed 4 different tracks just to get to the downtown side of the train to catch the train because he didn't want to go downstairs, cross the street, and pay another fare. So he tripped and just barely got over the 3rd rail. Now, if there was some, I don't know how to, technology to make a person know that, yo, nah, I give it to you. If there was some guardrails that, I'm going to say technology. If they had some technology where guardrails rise up to a certain length until the train arrived, and then it dropped back down and allowed you to cross onto the train, that would save a lot of people's lives, and that would be limitation on people's freedoms, so a person would know you couldn't do that, you shouldn't do that, and you can't do it. But since there's no guardrails to stop you from jumping to the track, you're free to do it. Freedom leads to failure. Because if his leg would have nicked that 3rd rail and he would have dropped in that 3rd rail, he'd have been fried bacon. Fried bacon. Or he'd have been burnt beans. Because the beans don't burn unless the flame is high. And that 3rd rail flame is high. Fall on it. I'm lying? So that's my thing for today, man. That man got the right to grieve. The Metcalf side of things got the right to grieve. He lost his child. The Anthony family had the right to grieve. They lost their child. One is breathing. One is not. One still could talk to their parents through a phone. One got to go to the gravesite and talk to their child through the spirit world. We got to do better. I'm out.